Darren Caldwell, send him over to Japan. Give me an idea. Why did this make sense? I mean, this was pretty cool. I think it took everybody by surprise, and everybody was pretty excited about it. But why did it make sense for you to send your guy over there?
I was talking to a good friend of mine, actually, that manages Horiguchi, right? And we almost bid for Horiguchi at one point because I liked him, nice kid, and and so Fumi, his manager, and his manager lives in San Jose and was part of AKA, and so we always hung out. And he said, Scott, please send DC to come fight Horiguchi. I'm like, nah, it's. So I made a comment at a press conference saying, come on, Sakibara, let's do this. I'll bring DC and we'll fight Horiguchi. And I just stood out there, and then my phone starts blowing up that night. Come on, let's do it. So we talked to DC's people. They're like, oh, we would love to do it. It's like his dream to fight in Japan. So I said, okay, let me organize a few things, on my end, and we put it all together. And now, he's going to fight for the Ryzen belt. The Bellator belt's not on line, but if he goes there and DC loses, there's a guaranteed rematch in Bellator as part of the deal. And if he goes there and wins, then I agree with Sakibara that once a year DC will go there to defend the Ryzen belt.
Interesting.
And if Horiguchi beats DC here as well, then we have to have access to Horiguchi to fight in Bellator once a year to defend his Bellator belt. And
he would come fight for that Bellator belt.
That's right.
Interesting.
Yeah. So the thing is, we talk about like the whole thing with Ben Askren was saying, well, he wanted to fight, and we were offering the tournament. To me, it's like, look, we can't go do co-promotions with other promoters unless we have access to the athletes. And that was the problem with Ben and the 1FC thing was he wanted to fight one time and we wouldn't have access to him anymore. Well, that doesn't work for me. But this situation, we agree that we have access to the athletes. And I tell you, DC is really excited. And he's going to go over there. And I think he's got a good shot, to take him.
It's going to be a great fight. Do you think this is the first of many? Could we see more talent exchange like this moving forward?
Yeah, I think this is a case-by-case basis, and I think that let's see how this one goes. But listen, we're not afraid to put our guys, up, and put them in risk or harm's way in the sense that like, hey, any fighter could get beat at any time. But it's just that there has to be a certain amount of business understanding. That makes sense for us and for Ryzen to do these types of deals. But listen, I've been going to Japan for, since the late 90s and working in a martial art fight company there. So I think I have a good understanding of how it works and what they're looking for. And I think that as long as the fighters want to do it, Sakibara and I can have a good understanding, we'll do it, because it's, to me, I think it's creating a lot of excitement for, two fighters that, collectively together they can create a much more exciting, matchup than if they fought somebody else, just for Ryzen or Bellator. People are talking about this fight now, right? Because it's Ryzen versus Bellator, and that's how they're promoting it over there.